Shadowsea is a miniatures game by Antimatter Games that is also compatible with Deep Wars. It's set in a sunless world lost to history, which is so cool. Anyway, I digress. Fortune seekers have been sent. They have returned to the Underlands through a deep sea ocean entrance. Lithiana, Queen of the Deep for the Dark Mariners, has been sent to claim ancient artifacts and destroy any who stand in her way. So don't stand in her way, because you will be destroyed, apparently. So, grab a drink, grab a snack, whatever makes you happy, and let's find out what happens.
Welcome to MJ Hobby Corner, everyone. I am MJ. I will be your host for this video, and this is my first time play of Shadowsea Conquest of the Underlands. I'm very excited about it. I've been wanting to play this game for a long time, and Julie and I are big fans of Deep Wars, and so yeah, this will be a great time to bring in a mini campaign of Shadowsea so that we can explore the game and the rules and everything else that comes with it. It's a very interesting setting. If you want to help support the channel, you can always check out our Patreon. We have YouTube memberships now. You can also hop on to Wargames Vault, check out Scratchbuilder Monthly, because I will have a lot of new underwater, handmade underwater terrain and stuff coming up for Scratchbuilder Monthly. So thank you to everyone that has supported the channel thus far, and thank you to all our viewers and subscribers. All right, let's get to it. Before I begin, first and foremost, I am using a very random campaign scenario selection. There are rules, very detailed rules for campaigns, for solo play. There's a few rules for solo play, and you have some suggestions for an AI, for wild creatures. There will be wild creatures here. So we're going to be using all those things. And for this particular game, while I don't show it in this video, like I said, I rolled my terrain randomly. I rolled the environment, came from a table. It was randomly rolled. And there are 5 pieces of terrain. And then I add a few extra pieces to make the table look a little more interesting. And on this side, we have Dark Mariners. These are not official models, with the exception of this one here. These are all models that I'm using from my Hadros collection to represent the Dark Mariners. So the Dark Mariners are heavily into dark biomancy and all that good stuff. There's a lot of mutations, a lot of interesting looking creatures and such. So the first one here is a cephalid scientist. He will be very important since he is the model necessary to activate the objective, the ancient artifact that'll be in the middle of the table. So he is the cephalid scientist. Next we have a Vanguard warrior, sorry. And Vanguard warriors are very strong, and also they have like a shield that protects them in the front arc. So they're pretty much the heavy hitters for the faction. We then have a medic. This is a cephalid medic. He has healing abilities and such. So another interesting figure. Then we have 2 Dark Mariner. These are Cavern Raiders, and these represent like the grunts, the grunt troops for the Dark Mariners. And opposing the Dark Mariners, we have the Fortune Seekers here, and again, a very small force, about 410 points, as opposed to 411 for the Dark Mariners. Here we have Captain Samuel Black. He is a personality. He, in the actual game, is a vampire. I am not using his vampirism. I stripped him of a couple of things so that he's sort of a regular dude here in this game. So maybe we can work in a story as to how he became a vampire, so that he is the leader of the group as well. Now here we have two musket men, and these are mercenary soldiers. They are, of course, the grunt troops for fortune seekers. We have Dr. Isabella, who is an artifact hunter, and she is a personality. This is actually a Malifaux figure that I'm using to represent her. And she's going to be very important because she is also a scientist, and she will be necessary to activate the center objective for the fortune seekers. And last but not least is another troop. This is actually an Imperial guard from GW that I converted and turned them into a Prussian. And this was for another game, but he is functioning as an expert marksman, and he is a mercenary troop. The fortune seekers have a lot of mercenaries and pirates, and they also have the Templars, which are an interesting faction of witch hunters and other knights and troops and things like that. So an interesting mix of troop types for sure. All right, so that leaves the fortune seekers. Now behind them is the ancient artifact. It's a plasma cannon, which I rolled up randomly as the objective, and that's what these guys will be fighting for. In addition to that, we have two creatures. We have a tri-horned, and we have a saber-toothed cat as well. So two creatures on the board, and all of this stuff was randomly rolled to determine the environment, to determine what's in the environment, and I also used a house table to determine which Dark Mariners were going to fight against the Fortune Seekers. Okay, and here is the board that I will be playing on. On this side, the Fortune Seekers, the Dark Mariners on that side. And we have two wild creatures on the board. We have a huge Trihorn over here, and we have a saber-tooth that's hidden in the ruins there. So first things first, let me just roll for their AI behavior. That's on page 114 of the Shadow Sea core rules, and let's see. So first, I'll do the Trihorn, and that is a 4. A 4 is cautious. A 4 is cautious. Okay, and so the large herbivore sees us coming, and it is cautious, meaning it's going to move away from us. It'll try to keep a medium stick distance at all times away from us, unless it is attacked, and then it becomes aggressive, and we don't want that. All right, so for the saber-tooth, a 5, he is a predator. He is aggressive. All right, he's going to be a threat. Anybody that comes in close, he's going to attack the closest model on either side. Okay, and right in the center is the ancient plasma artifact, and it's just sitting there near the lava pool, and that is the object that the Dark Mariners are looking to activate, and so are we. The artifact will be taken for study. So this is what the Dark Mariners have. One of the many artifacts that the Dark Mariners have been after. The rest of the board is just random terrain. I rolled up a marsh. I rolled up a forest, a crumbling ruin, and another forest. And then I rolled one deadly terrain, which is the lava. I can't touch that. As long as I don't touch that or move through it, I'll be okay. And the lava seems to be coming out of the ground and then going back into the ground. So there's some kind of underground area here somewhere. Giving Samuel Black 2 actions at least. I'll try. I'm going to do one guy for the first round, and then we will summarize the rest of the turn. That'll save a little space. Okay, so he gets, let's see, he is quality 2. So yes, he gets 2 successes. Orders to these 2 troops here. He's going to do a group move with that first action. That requires another quality with the highest quality, the highest Q of the group, which is a 4+. So this quality needs a 4. Rolled a 6, so yes. They're each going to get 1 action. I could have given them more, but I'm just going to give them 1 action. And he's going to move right to cover. And now each of these guys can simply activate and move their move. So this is a group activation. That's that. Now they both complete the same move. I think he's going to move this way. I should have given him more actions, but that's okay. 3 models have moved up, and now I'm going to summarize the turn, finish the Fortune Seekers, and I'll summarize their positions. And the Fortune Seekers have just moved up the board. They're all spread in a line here, and keeping an eye on the creatures. Next, it is the creature's turn. Now, creatures will move after every turn. So they'll move after Fortune Seekers have all gone, move and attack if they attack, and move also after the Dark Mariners have moved. The giant tri-horned creature, and he is within a medium stick, so he's going to stay put. He's just watching nervously. We don't want to aggravate him. And now this model is going to stalk. Who is the lowest point? The Fortune Seeker with the lowest point is the Merc Soldier, and that's this guy here. He is also the closest. So it's going to make 1 move action. Get 1 action. He gets, the Sabertooth gets 2 actions. 1 to move and 1 to attack if he can. So he's going to leap out of the ruins and attack the marksman. Alright, so these creatures are going to be a pain in the butt. Sabertooth also has a combo attack. So adding the combat scores to the roll, the white die will be the Fortune Seeker and black the Sabertooth. Alright, looks like 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9, and so the Fortune Seeker wins. He wins with a counter attack. So that's good. Now let's see. The difference between 6 and 9 is 3, and the armor, this is not a cold shot, so it has thick skin. It will go directly to the body. The armor is 1, so yes, a 3 beats the armor of 1, and so it penetrates the armor and hits the body for 1 wound. In addition to that wound, the model is fallen, so we're just going to put him on his side right now, and the marksman has an advantage over the Sabertooth. So he's managed to beat him off. Okay, that covers the creatures. This guy stays put, nervously watching, and now Dark Mariners. So Vanguard Mariner is going to try to activate with 2 dice, and let's see. Vanguard Mariner has a Vanguard Warrior. That is, he's quality 4, so I need 4s. 6 and a 1, 1 success, 1 failure. Okay, so he gets 1 action. To about here, staying away from that lava. Right here, pressing towards the objective. Alright, I will now summarize the Dark Mariner movement. Round 1 is now over, and the Fortune Seekers are in their line. The Sabertooth Cat managed to stand up after the Dark Mariner's turn. The creatures get another turn. He managed to stand up, attacked. However, the results, the modified results, were even. So there is no damage either way. And then we have the large creature who just is staying there. He is very cautious. And then the Dark Mariners simply moved up the board with the medic in between the cavern crawlers. They did a little group move successfully. And then we have the cephalid scientist who is now moving towards the plasma cannon and the Vanguard warrior behind, giving him some cover. So that is the position of the models, and now we go to round 2. And I think I want to resolve the combat with the Sabertooth first. This guy appears hungry, so I'm going to give 2 actions to the Fortune Seeker and see what happens. Okay, I rolled a 6 and a 1. That is only 1 action. So I guess he's going to do a standard attack. Black dice are always the Fortune Seekers for now, and white dice is the Sabertooth, and they're adding combat 3 to each. So here is... Okay. So the Sabertooth, 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5 for the Fortune Seeker. Sabertooth wins, has the highest roll. So 6 minus 5 is 1. So let's see, the attack is not a called attack. It's always going to be attacking the body in the case of the creature. So what is his armor? His armor for the body is also 1. So it is equal. The difference is equal to the armor. Looks like our marksman is fallen and suffers a wound to the body. Okay, so we have to mark off 1 wound on the stat card of the expert marksman. A captain to help in the fight. We gotta free this guy because of course now the Sabertooth has an advantage on its turn against the marksman and can actually kill him. So I'm going to, you know what, I gotta risk it. So he can charge. I gotta risk this. Okay, so I'm using 3 dice, and this is quality 2. Oh man, okay, 1 failure, that's okay. We got 2 successes. Let's see what the captain can do with that. Okay, so Captain rushes in. Now he doesn't get the +1 for the friendly because that model is fallen. Combat is a 4, +1 is 5, and the Sabertooth is still a 3. So black dice to the captain and white dice to Sabertooth. Oh man. All right, so 2 plus 5 is 7. 5 plus 3 is 8. So the Sabertooth actually wins. WCD, the difference is 1. And let's see, it's going to be to the body of the captain. What is his armor there? His armor is only a 1. That means the captain takes a wound to the body because it is equal the armor and is also fallen. So that Sabertooth is no joke. All right, so looks like Captain Black suffered 1 wound for trying to help the comrade. But 2 actions to the good doctor. She has to get to that objective and maybe use it as a weapon. I'm going to give her 2. She is quality 3. Oh, still with these single action activations. All right, now there is some rough ground here. Unfortunately, that's going to reduce her 1 stick, so she is now moving on a short stick, and so yeah, she's still short. Okay, well, she does have her pistol out, her flintlock, so we'll see. All right, that ends her activation. She only had 1 action, and now let's go to this rifleman. His quality 4. Okay, good, he gets 2 actions. He's not gonna bother with that herbivore. He's going to try, the herbivore is really no threat, the big 3-horn, and we don't want to anger him because if that thing gets angry and starts charging, that's the end of the Fortune Seekers. It is a very strong creature. Now, on its turn, the creature is going to want to move to stay away because he is cautious. And there we go. All right, now let's see. He moved 1 action. Let's see. He has... The musket has a medium range. Now he can see the cephalid scientist. He's 2 medium sticks away. He can fire with a penalty. And I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to do a long shot. It's going to be a pop shot from the musket, but it does suffer a penalty because it's 2 times the range. Okay, so this is a long shot. The black die is only getting combat 1 because there's a -2 penalty to the combat score. So technically it goes down from 3 to 1. Oh, double ones, snake eyes. All right, that'll be a miss either way. We'll conclude the Fortune Seeker's turn this round, and now we're moving on to the Dark Mariners. Let's see what the Dark Mariners do. Okay, let's see. I was forgetting the creatures. We can't forget these guys. This guy is going to make a medium move. He will try to stay a distance of a medium move or so. He tramples over, he's very big, tramples over this little shallow marsh and kind of turns around, keeping an eye on the closest model. And let's see, he is a little bit, no, he's good. I'm going to measure it to the base of one of the feet. Yeah, I don't like this. So he's going to, he only gets to attack one guy. I think he's going to try to attack the mercenary that he has on the floor, and he gets a +2 to that attack because the enemy is fallen. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, so Sabertooth is combat 3, +2 is 5, so 5 to the black dice. 5 to the black dice. Oh, even. Okay, so that's pretty good. But either way, the black dice gets let's see, 5, 6, so 8 for the Sabertooth, 6 for the mercenary, and 8 beats 6, of course, so Sabertooth wins. The difference is 2. I'm sorry, the difference is 2. And so let's see, what is the body armor? And that is a body shot. The creatures won't make called shots, so the body armor is only 1. He has light armor only, which means that the wound does go through, and he takes bodies reduced to 0, and that means that is the end of this guy here, because all his body boxes are filled up. He's only a trooper, so our first casualty is due to a creature, and now Samuel has to spend an action next turn to on his turn to get up. Okay, let's go to the cephalid scientist first. I'm going to roll a d3, see how many actions he gets. 5. Okay, so that's 3 actions. He's going to risk it with 3 actions. Let's see. I think he wants to do a double move. He is quality 3. Oh, and he has a 6, a 4, and a 3. All 3 actions are successful. So he's going to move a medium stick forward. Rocks, trying to stay away from that lava. And then, all right, he has 2 more actions. Stick is right about there. He would have to do a long shot blast, a standard ranged attack. And I think that is what he's going to do, a standard attack on the closest infantryman there. Okay, so the cephalid scientist aims its strange weapon at this mercenary soldier. He has, however, a -2, so his combat's going to be 0. There's no modifier. He's going to be the black dice. And the combat score for the mercenary hunter is going to be a +3. So, okay, roll +3 for the red dice. Okay, and the cephalid misses entirely. The soldier's able to duck out of the way of this energy blast that comes out of this weapon. Okay, do a short move, and he's going to try to come as quickly as possible towards the weapon. Dark Mariners are now very close to the weapon, with the cephalid scientist confident that its armor is going to protect it from the puny muskets that the humans are wielding. Well, they're not really that puny. He rolled a 4, so d3, that would be 2 actions, so he's going conservative. And let's see what happens. So 2 actions thanks to the d3 result, and now what is he rolling? 4+ quality. Let's see. Oh. Okay, the Dark Mariners are having good rolls. So the Vanguard Warrior moves. And I think he's going to do a double move. He is a melee figure. And here his move is reduced to a short, which means it puts him right here, right side by side to the Cephalid Scientist, ready to block any attacks made by the Fortune Seekers. Not good for the Fortune Seekers. Okay, so these guys can do the group move because they are both troops. Qualities test to see how many actions they can do. Okay, so here's 1 success, 1 failure. The quality for these guys is a 4. They're the same quality, so they're each going to get 1 action. They don't have to spend actions on the actual group order because there is no order given here. They're just moving together. They both have to do the same amount of actions independently. So that is the Cavern Raiders movement, and they are pressing into the zone here, and they're about to control the zone, I think. 3 actions. Okay, let's go. Now he is quality 3. What's the medic? Cephalid medic is quality 3, so 1 failure. That's okay. He gets 2 actions, which is more than he can hope for. And he's going to ooze himself right here. Now he has another action. This guy can climb because he has tentacles all on the bottom there. So technically he can climb if he wanted to. But you know what? He can also move. The space here is a little too short. These guys are too close together. Otherwise, I would allow his base to kind of squeeze through here. But he's going to stay in the rear anyway. He's a medic. So we'll just give him the 1 action. And that ends round 2 with the Dark Mariners definitely gaining an advantage. It is now the half game, and I'm just taking a little break. This is round 2. We definitely see the Dark Mariners beginning to push forward and really controlling this objective zone. However, anything can happen. We're playing 4 rounds, which is a little short. Usually you play 5 rounds, so that's an equivalence to about 10 turns in this kind of system. So far, no major failures where there was a turnover. But that can happen at any time, so we'll see what happens round 4. Now, the big threat here is that Captain Samuel, who went to help the marksman, is now taken down by the saber-tooth. Yeah, it's a tough call. Tough call for the Fortune Seekers right now. All right, well, let's get back to the game. A break is over, and let's see what happens. 2 more rounds, anything can happen. Okay, round 3, so let's see what we can do about Captain Samuel Black here. He's in trouble, and I'm going to try and give him 2 actions. I don't want to risk a turnover, so, well, it's still a risk because I'm rolling 2 dice, but it's less of a risk than rolling 3 dice. So, let's see. He is quality 2. Whoop. Okay, 2 6s. You get up. Now he can fight, and so he has to get rid of this creature that has really bogged down the Fortune Seekers in a way. And by the way, let me just correct this. The Cutlass is armor break 1 because it's a heavy Cutlass. So while the Sabertooth had armor 1 on his body, I get to ignore that armor. So I get to ignore that armor, and so it counts as almost armor 0, and then the damage goes through. So we do have to remember armor break. That's something I always forget. Okay, moving on then, we're going to go to this Musketeer. 2 actions, come on. Okay, 4s, double 4s, and they are quality 4. So he does get his 2 actions. He climbs over the rock, so it takes away some of his movement, making it a short stick instead of a medium stick movement. And this huge, grotesque creature, the Vanguard Mariner, that is at the side of the scientist. So nervously and sweating, he decides to shoot the scientist. Complexity level 1. Okay, that's not going to influence. Okay, projectile medium. It is a medium range, +1. Armor break 2. Range of medium, so yes, he can fire without a penalty. So here's what we're going to do. The red dice is the mercenary soldier. And it's a cephalid scientist is only combat 2. He has 3 body boxes. Okay. All right. And +2 for the white dice. Oh, the soldier got a 6. +4 is 10. 4 + 2 is 6. It does not double. Okay. But 10 minus 6 is 4. Now the weapon also has armor break 2, so we get to ignore 2 of the cephalid's armor. And we see again, it's not a called shot, so it goes straight to the body. The body is armor 2, so we get to ignore that. And we do a wound. And because the WCD is greater than the armor, that is the difference between the numbers, is greater than the armor, this guy is fallen and he takes a wound. Okay, yeah, so if WCD is greater than the enemy armor value, then it takes 1 wound and is fallen. Okay, so the scientist takes a shot by that musket ball that cracks right through his armor, his natural carapace, and the cephalid scientist suddenly falls. He is going to use his short sword, or we can say that he has a bayonet on his musket. Either way, but I think he's going to go into hand-to-hand combat with this guy. I know, I don't take risk, but let's see. 2 actions. Oh, beautifully. See, I should have rolled the 3 dice. 3 actions would really help. Let me just check. I think because he can charge. I don't see anything in my notes or in the rules about a minimum distance. I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me. But it's 2 actions. He's going to take 2 actions. He's going to charge in with his bayonet, and basically he gets a free attack with the 2 actions because he charged. That gives him a +1, and again, this could be a little shady. Combat 4. Ooh, and he has a plasma blade. Oh, that's not looking good for the soldier. Okay, he is sluggish. +1. Oh, a repulsor shield, +1. Oh. Okay, so looking up this result in the rules, we see that the WCD is less. The attacker's WCD is less than the armor value of the opponent. So what's going to happen is this Vanguard Mariner is going to go back by a base width that's roughly here because it's a big base. Okay, so basically he backs up. He takes no damage, however, but the trooper's at an advantage next round. He can add a +2 to his attack. Okay, so now I marked everybody. She would have a +2 advantage if she shoots that Mariner. But this guy's on the ground, and you know what? He's going to be priority, I think. I think Dr. Isabella, in her last, her turn, I think, is going to try to charge this guy because he's on the ground and she has plenty of movement. So we're not going to use the advantage that she would have on him to charge this fallen guy because she could really kill this guy, and that's the end for the Dark Mariners. They won't be able, they can still collect the weapon if they win, but they won't be able to activate it or use it at all. And it is the loss of a scientist to the Dark Mariners. So let's see what happens. She gets a plus. In addition, Dr. Isabella does get a +2 on the scientist because he is fallen. Now, he can still defend himself, but he is fallen. So her dice will be the red dice, white dice would be the scientist. He is getting his +2 because of combat, and she is getting a total of 3 plus 3 is, oh wow, so +6 to the red die. Okay, so a 5 plus 6 is an 11. A 4 plus 2. He doesn't have energy shield or anything like that. So that's 6, 11. Ooh, almost doubled it. Almost doubled it. All right, but she does a huge hit here. So 11 minus 6 would be 5. That is a WCD, or a difference of 5. Comparing it to his heavy carapace, which again, this goes to the body, of 2. Oh yeah, that's way more than necessary. Okay, so that means he takes a damage. It would have almost been doubled. It would have almost been 2 damage. She could have killed him with that. He is cautious. Let's make sure. Yep, and he's within a medium stick of the closest model, so he's going to stay there because he's cautious. He hasn't been attacked yet, so he doesn't attack us, thankfully, but he's going to stay there. Now this brings us to the Dark Mariners. Now here is the tough pot, because Dark Mariners still have an advantage. This guy is going to be shaking off whatever from the recoil, and this guy's going to get to stand up. He is wounded, though. I'm going to roll a D3 for the cephalid scientist. He rolls a 4. So that's 2 actions. So we're going to give him 2 dice. He rolls 2. Oh, God damn. All right. He gets up. And now, too close. But it is a short stick of range, so he can shoot it. And he's going... Oh, this weapon has... Resonate. It's the disruptor pistol. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up some things here, but he fires, let's see, that's combat 2 for the ugly little cephalid, +2 combat for him. Now for our good scientist, it's combat 3, and that's it. Hers is a defensive move. Let's see if it does anything. Oh, not good. Oh, not good. Not good, not good. Roll a 4. That doubles. Okay, the modified roll does double, so that is 2 wounds. The WCD is 4, so more than enough to break her armor. She only has like light armor. Her body's 1. So he wins with a doubling the rolls, so that's 2 wounds. On the body, she has body 3. So now she has 1 wound left on her body. But in addition to that, I believe she's fallen. Let me check. Takes 2 wounds and is fallen. Okay, so yeah. No. But the Fortune Seekers have been a bit disorganized in their attacks. And that saber-tooth really, I think, dampened their, blunted their sort of movement and attack forward. So yeah, not a good time for the Fortune Seekers. He had Resonate. This guy here, the scientist, had Resonate. She has to roll a resistance check, and if she is wounded, on 2 failures, the target is paralyzed. Okay, so she needs to roll 3 dice for a resistance check. Against her resistance is a 5. So she needs a 5+, and she needs 2 successes. Oh, she rolled great, 2 dice. Okay, so she's not transfixed. The Resonate does not cause any further effects. That's it. That's it for the scientist. Now we turn to this Vanguard guy who's pretty scary. We roll a D3. This is a house rule. D3 gives him 2 actions. Faction. And 2 actions. Oh, god damn. Why am I rolling so good for the Dark Mariners? I should have been playing the Dark Mariners. Alright, so he gets 2 actions successfully. He's going to use those 2 actions to charge. Alright, so the white dice is going to have a +1, +4 for the combat. So that's +5. And he has armor break 2. And a hand-to-hand +2. Holy crap. So that's +5, +7 to that roll. This guy has no chance. That is why the Vanguard warriors are, well, they're like elite warriors. So yeah, this poor little guy isn't going to stand a chance. Hurt the Fortune Seekers very much. Look at that. A 6 +7. All right, so that is 13. 4 + 3 almost doubles him, not quite. 13 and 7. So 13 minus 7 would be 6, if my math is correct. That is, oh man, that is a WCD of 6. Obviously passes his armor. It does not double, however, so it gives this guy a wound, and he has fallen. So he now has just 1 body wound left, and he just falls to the ground. Because our gunner fell, the opposing figure, or any figure that attacks him next turn, gets a +2 advantage. However, these guys are far away, so they're not going to take advantage of that. So he's going to go around without touching that lava. And then his next move is going over this terrain. So it's a short move. And that's the end of his actions. Okay, so he's going to stay right there. He's just cautious, kind of waiting in the little pool there. So he's not going to do anything. All right, so that ends Mariners, Dark Mariners round. And now we go to last round, round 4. Okay, so targeting a subsystem, in this case, Samuel Black is going to target the head of that cephalid. He does get a +1 because he uses 2 actions. However, the penalty for aiming is -4. He gets +1 because it is an aimed shot. He spent 2 actions to do an aimed shot, which also increases his range. That's a good thing. And eliminates any penalties with range. After all is said and done, the red die gets a +1. The white die, who is the medic, gets a combat 3. Okay, so +1, +3. So all in all, because of the headshot penalty, it's, you know, it's a long shot, but let's see. Maybe Captain Black does it. Okay. A 5 + 1 is 6, but a 6 + 3 is a 9, and this is purely for defense, so the shot did not, it missed, actually. And this guy's nervous as hell. I mean, he sees his compatriot down, fallen on the ground, and then he sees these other grotesque mariners coming out of the corner here, and he's like, oh, shit, I'm gonna go for it. Okay, 2 successes. There's no turnover, frankly, fortunately. 2 successes do go through. He can't do an aimed shot, but he can do a standard shot. Now, let's see, the musket has medium range and +1 to hit, and it's armor break 2. So, yeah, these muskets are pretty good. Okay, so, yeah, he can target this guy here, the medic. He needs 1 success, so he uses 1 action to reload, 1 action to fire. Yep, he does reload. You can also target the Vanguard Marine. These are only standard attacks. Let's go for the medic. He has healing capabilities. So let's go for the medic. So white die +3, +4 the red dice. 4 and 4 is 8. 8, yes. So it is an even number. There's no effect. So this guy takes a standard shot, but the shot now misses. Yeah, so that's not good. Okay, so this guy doesn't have to reload anymore. And now we go to the final guy here. We're going to give him 2 actions. All right, 1 action. He only gets 1 action to stand up, and that is it. So he's no longer disadvantaged. If he wants to shoot, he needs to reload. Yeah. Okay, that is the end of the Fortune Seeker's turn. Short action. They are coming for Captain Samuel Black, and I think this is the last round. I think what's going to happen is Samuel is going to retreat. Okay, this guy's going to have to disengage, which could get him a free hack. And so who knows what happens there, but I have to end it here. So let's go to post game. This is a quality check. His quality is a 3+, and let's see how many successes. He's got 3 successes. So that means the model survives with only minor injuries and fights in the next scenario. Model on losing side miraculously survived. So he is on the losing side. The saber-tooth had taken him out, but he actually managed to survive and crawl out of the way of the saber-tooth, while the saber-tooth was then turned his attention to Captain Samuel Black. Well, there it is. My very first game of Shadowsea. Now, there's a few things that I want to fix for next game. Some rules corrections and things like that. It's an excellent game. I love Shadowsea and Deep Wars. I really love the theme of it. One thing I want to say, for if you're interested in the game, you want to learn more about the game, visit antimattergames.com. You can check out their resource page. They have counters. They have a nice 6-page summary, all the tables basically that you will need. I got to print that out right now because that's going to be very, very helpful, so you don't have to go back to the rule book, etc. So I would definitely check out that, and check out Cranky Old Gamer. He has some of the best battle reports for Shadowsea and Deep Wars. They're very, very good, beautiful tables, and he does have a very clear and concise way of demonstrating the rules. So check out Cranky Old Gamer, definitely, and you can find his tutorials on Antimatter Games website. Okay, so I will have the links in the description. And Captain Samuel Black has had to retreat. He's going back to his submersible, and in the next game we'll deal with what happens. Okay, I do have my own little campaign map that I made, and we're going to talk about that, how that really works in the next game. Okay, it's an interesting little way to kind of picture a geographical region of the Underlands. All right, so thank you very much, folks. I will see you in the next video. Still learning this game, and yeah, I hope to go through some pretty cool adventures with this game. That'll be shown in the next video, I think. All right, thank you very much, and we'll talk soon.